I'm going to tell you a true story about a seller who cost himself almost $150,000 because he thought he knew better than the market. No names, but this actually happened. And if you're thinking about selling, you need to hear this. Look, the reality is not every client and agent see things the exact same way. That's part of the job. My job is to give as much information, as much data as I can, and really understand the market and help advise and guide my clients selling or buying. In this case, I had sat down with the client. They wanted to price it way higher than what the comp said. And at the end of the day, I work for my client, so we went ahead and priced it way higher than what the comp said because it has some special things that the client really felt set it apart from others. Well, after months on the market, we finally were able to push and get down to a more realistic number, which was great. And then it took a little while longer, and then we actually had a buyer come along, which was really great. Got it under contract. Now, even a little bit lower than what we were listed at, obviously, but we got under contract. So got to that point. And then what happened? Well, the buyers, as often happened, came back and asked for a concession. They honestly wanted a new roof because the roof was pretty old, and they felt like they wanted to get a nice new roof put on the house. I'm not saying that was good or bad. That was what they were asking for, so I took that to my client. Well, my client was very offended by that and basically said, no, they can walk. I, of course, wanted to make sure that's what you want to do. You're sure after all this time that we're going to let them walk. And it was like, yep, purely on principle, we're going to let them walk. They can hit the road. So that's cool. I did it. Told them they can walk. And that deal fell apart. Hey, real quick before I go on, if you like this content, and you want to know more about stuff that happens, do me a favor, click that subscribe button right there, and that way you get regular updates from me. I do regular videos on real estate and all things Central Texas, and honestly, I'd love it if you just follow me. You can catch up on my videos and see what's going on around here. That'd mean the world to me. All right, anyway, let's continue with our story. So we let them walk, and a few months later, my client got the house back under contract with a different agent, mind you, but got the house back under contract. Well, come to find out that the price he ended up selling it for was $100,000 less than what we had contracted for. And he had put a new roof on it on top of that. And to make matters even worse for him, I felt horrible, he had to pay commissions for 2 agents. In my situation, there wasn't an agent on their side, so it was just me. So at the end of the day, he ended up costing himself almost $150,000. And that was purely to prove a point on principle. Now that was heartbreaking to me for him, even though I wasn't part of the deal at that point. But the lesson here, right, is that the market doesn't have feelings. It doesn't care about principles. Everyone who sells a house or buys a house has a combination of emotional and pragmatic. Even people who tell me there's numbers people, there's an emotional component that happens every single time. So yes, we want to go with a clear strategy. We want to know the data, the information. We want to have a plan, right? That way it gives us the best possible outcome for what we're trying to do. Look, if you're thinking about selling, do me a favor. Reach out to me. My contact information is down below. Let's have a conversation. I will give you the information you need. It's free. We'll discuss your situation, what's best for you, what possibly will help you to sell your house for the most money in the correct amount of time, and then we'll see if it's a good decision or not. I am all about being transparent. Look, my job is simple. Give you the truth to help you make the best decision for you and your family. All right, my name is Jeff Miller. I'm with Greater Than Austin Real Estate. Y'all take care.